quickly to the phones. Alvin, do we have time before the end of the hour? Sure, dude. Go ahead. Rockland. Andi in Rockland. She's become famous for her calls to our podcast, and she'll show up on the day of the show sometimes. Andi, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Andi.
Yeah, I've basically been sitting on hold for half an hour listening about the Dodgers, but that's okay. I'm a Giants fan. Anyway, today is my anniversary for the first time I called your show to talk about Jeff from San Antonio.
I'm with you.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Remember
Are you still here?
when I told all the clones to F off?
Andy.
Remember?
Andy, do you remember? Andy, do you remember when I ran you? It happened right now. Do you remember getting run from the show, Andy? It just happened. Andy, you were not on hold 30 minutes, Andy. You were on hold 5 minutes. Be grateful. I mean, I jumped you right to the front of the line. And you shouldn't remind people of, quote, the time you told the clones to F off. This show is on CBS Sports Radio. CBS. CBS. On in the middle of the day or mid-morning, depending on your market or where you live. Don't F-bomb anybody. Don't be doing that. That's not what we're here for. Andy, if you want to do something like that, know your room. Stay in your lane. Call the podcast. Call my voicemail. You have to make a distinction between these things. I've done shows, right? I've done a radio show now for almost 30 years, middle of the day. You can't do that here. I had a show on Showtime once. You know, premium, cable. You can do pretty much whatever the hell you wanted. I know I did. Me and the Sklar's especially got loose. Even on that podcast that I host, you can do what you want on the podcast, but you can't do that here. And most of all, do not complain about being on hold for 30 minutes. Can I tell you something? Josh in Detroit's been on hold for 30 weeks, and he never complains. And it wasn't 30 minutes, it was 5 minutes. Instead of complaining, you should be thanking me. I think what she was saying is, look, I'm a Giant fan, and I've been on hold, and all I'm hearing about is the Dodgers. Oh, you mean that one take I did? That one take. Andy, they are in the NLCS. All right, that's pretty big. That's topical. Am I supposed to ignore the NLCS? And on top of all that, why did she call? To take up for Jeff in San Antonio for being a real man. Andy, trust me. I know you didn't like that. That hurt you worse than that hurt me. Because it's my job to do that. All right, stay tuned. Third hour straight ahead.